few people who have not been thanked so far. Without whose input, this conference would not have been as successful as it has been. First, to His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. When we came up with this idea, and initially we had planned to have the conference last year, I did reach out to him and asked him to be the chief guest, and he accepted to be the chief guest at that conference. Unfortunately, as fate would have it, we canceled the conference the last week before the conference. When we were in the process of rescheduling this conference again, I reached out to him and he gave us the date of the 7th of February 2025. And that is when now we started together with the committee working backwards in preparations for this conference. That shows you the level of commitment from the very top about the development agenda of not just Nyanza per se, but the entire Lake region at the highest echelons of government. And then early this week, actually specifically on Sunday, when now it became apparent that due to certain extraneous factors, it was not going to be possible for him to attend the conference. Again, on that Sunday, he called me and we had a discussion, and he told me that he would have wished to be here himself, but because of those emerging issues, he had to travel out of the country. In his absence, therefore, he would send none other than his deputy, the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, to come and represent him and officially open the conference on his behalf. So in that regard, I also want to thank him, and by extension, the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, for having been here yesterday. Then the entire cabinet members who are here, the principal secretaries in large numbers, and I must thank most sincerely Professor Nyanza. When we needed the support of the governors from this region, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o convened a meeting. That is exemplary leadership, Professor. He convened a meeting and he helped us unlock the impasse that was existing out of factors which, in my view, were not insurmountable. That exemplary leadership exhibited by Professor Nyong'o has made this conference extremely successful. And by extension, I want to thank all the governors from the Lake Region Economic Bloc who participated here yesterday. And then I also want to thank my long-term friend, CPA Dr. Wycliffe Ambassa Oparanya. When we consulted with the Lake Region Economic Bloc, when it became apparent that Honorable Raila Odinga will not be available or may not be available to close the conference, and Lake Region Economic Bloc suggested that we reach out to him, I gave him a call and he instantly accepted to be the chief guest at this closing ceremony. And it thus goes to show how much still he holds the Lake Region Economic Bloc, of which is the founding chairman, in high esteem. Omwami, thank you very much for being available for us. I must also, in equal measure, thank the committee. These individuals have worked tirelessly for the past 2 years. The committee led by Jeff Olende and Michael Monari have worked tirelessly, donating their time to put this together. To all of you, we owe you a great debt of gratitude.
So the most important thing that we have to attract, and you must make a decision. Which type of investor do you want to attract? Do you want to attract international investors? Do you want to attract local investors? Sit with them and see what is their problem, because they are creating employment for our people. You can't ignore them. They are creating employment. So you talk to them. Call these other locals who have invested there. Otherwise, you have a conference like this, you talk, you go, and nothing comes out of there. So the first thing is that as a government, we must make sure that we create an enabling environment for business people to do their business. And our work should be to regulate to ensure there is fair play, to ensure that there is proper infrastructure to support the business people. And that's why we have to work on electricity, to see that the tariffs are low, to see that we have proper roads, to have the proper railway lines, and there is proper banking environment, proper macroeconomic policies that will make sure that the interest rates are stabilized, exchange rates are stabilized, and so on.